Hello, we are back for Rope Break podcast with me and
I'm Dan.
Yeah, we haven't done one of these for a while, so I've missed it. Let's put it that way. We've missed it, and we've got to get back on the ball. So we're back on the ball now.
Yeah,
and obviously WWE are now on Netflix here in the UK, so. That saves me £40 a month easily.
Yeah, it is. It's 40. Yeah, it's 40 quid a month.
Yeah, so 30 quid for TNT and then
10
for the network.
Yeah.
I will say this: have you seen any of it on Netflix at the moment?
Do you know what? I like this is quite probably childish, but it's the way I am. I am childish. Who knew? Yeah. I wanted the first thing WWE related that I watched on Netflix to be the Raw. So I've not watched anything because I wanted the first thing that I watched on Raw to be, the first, big thing, which is obviously this first Raw. Yeah,
that's fair enough because it sort of kicks it off, really, doesn't it?
Obviously it's only Raw that's going to be like very, very different because Raw is the only one that's on Netflix all over the world. Obviously, we're very lucky that we've got Raw, NXT, SmackDown, and the pay-per-views all on Netflix. I think that's the whole of Europe. So, but obviously in America, it's just Raw that's on Netflix. But the thing that I sent you last night, I just think is a massive W. And I think that the thing that people have instantly gone to is, oh no, so Triple H announced last night that there's now no schedule. So the days of Raw was obviously 3 hours, and then for the last 2 or 3 months it's only been cut to 2 hours because of TV rights in America. Basically, like the USA Network in America didn't want to give him 3 hours every Monday when they're leaving him. They wanted to put other stuff on, so they cut the time down to 2 hours. But for the last 25 years, it's been predominantly like a 3 hour show. But now, what Triple H actually said was, because everyone's going, oh great, every Raw's going to be 3.5 to 4 hours now. No, what he said was, Raw could be 40 minutes long, or it could be 4 hours long, and anything in between. Whatever we want to do that show to tell the stories we want to tell that week, that is how long it's going to be. So it'll be a different runtime every week, which I think, for me, the one that pops into my head because of how annoyed I was at the time, but nothing you can do, it's just the way things is, was Punk's return. So obviously Punk returned November 2023. I'm going to say last year, but we're in 2025 now. So it always takes me about a month before I realise that we're different.
We're in the new year now.
Yeah, but if he obviously returned at the Survivor Series War Games in November in Chicago 2023. And then the Monday, he was closing Raw. But because every segment before overran, he'd been preparing all weekend to cut like a 25-minute promo, because that's what he told that they were going to give him. And it ended up being cut to 8 minutes.
Yeah.
Because everything else, like beforehand, ran. And you think,
yeah,
I wonder how many, we know that, matches that are supposed to happen end up getting cut. So, like, I think it happened on, was it the last Raw where it was supposed to be Pete Dunne versus R-Truth, and because the segments before ran so long, they said, Truth, just do your entrance, and then Pete, you'll have to just go out and attack him, and we'll have to match another time. And things like that happen all the time because they've got to keep within that block. Whereas now, Monday Night Raw can be anything. So if they have overrun and Raw's now 3 hours and 10 minutes long, but you're giving Cody Rhodes, CM Punk, Roman Reigns, whoever's closing that Raw with a promo, they've got as much time as they want. I personally think that it's amazing. I think it's going to be brilliant.
Yeah, it's definitely it means they're flexible, like you were saying. It means they can overshoot a little bit or undershoot if they need to.
Yeah.
Obviously with Netflix, it's sort of they're not scheduled to a time frame. So, like you were saying, with TV shows, they've got another show after Raw to put on. so they can't overrun. On Netflix, it doesn't happen like that, so they can just overrun as much as they like. So
yeah.
I've got a funny feeling we might get that. We might get that tonight because I've got the card here, and it's like
I think tonight's a 4-hour show.
It's stacked.
I think tonight will be a 4-hour show. I know that the first 90 minutes are commercial free.
I want to point out as well that if you're on a commercial free tier on Netflix like I am, you're still going to get adverts. And I know some people were a bit upset by that, but I think that's the way it's set out. I don't know if there's nothing around it.
Look, everyone's guessing at the minute. No one knows exactly how it is going to work. Yes, obviously, if you're tuning in to watch, Raw, NXT, SmackDown, and the pay-per-views live, then yes, you'll have to watch the adverts. I'm assuming, I could be wrong, because most people in the UK watch it the morning after, or obviously for us, most people are working Tuesday, so they'll watch it after work and they'll watch it Tuesday night, and then you're just trying your hardest to avoid spoilers all day. But I think I'm assuming that Netflix will cut the adverts out. I mean, it's not the end of the world because if we're watching it the morning after, the day after, whatever, we can just fast forward the adverts if they're still in there. But I know that when it's added to Sky remove the adverts for you.
They do, yeah.
So I'm assuming Netflix can do the same
that
thing.
As well. So maybe
I think once it's been aired live, might take an hour after it's finished, but they'll probably. If you click Raw, if you watch Raw after that, all the adverts will be removed for you. I'm assuming. I don't know.
We're all still sort of up in the air with that because there was a lot of talk about what's going to be on there. Obviously, we've got like some of the back category of the old Raws and SmackDowns and NXTs, but not all of them. But I've found out by talking and sort of messaging people that they're going to add stuff slowly. And since the 1st of January, they've actually added stuff every other day. So they've added more episodes of Raw, SmackDown, and NXT every day since the 1st. So when you go on there, there's not a lot on there at the minute on the back category stuff, but it will be added over time. They've already said that. The only other thing as well is they've got no WCW or ECW stuff. And I know some people like watching all that sort of stuff, but
I mean, look, all I'd say is this: is you can't expect Netflix to have 35 years worth of content. When Netflix have all, if you think about how much server power is required and memory storage is required, when they've already got TV shows and films on there anyway. It's a big deal for us as wrestling fans, but for Netflix, WWE, I'm sure they're excited by it. But it's just adding to what they've already got. They're already the biggest TV service. More people has Netflix than pretty much any other app worldwide. So if you think about how many films and TV shows are already on there, you can't expect them to just add 35 years
of it all at once. Yeah,
where Raw and SmackDown have been on every single week for those.
I think they have said that they're not going to be adding like their back shows that they've done, things like Total Divas, the Stone Cold podcast as well. They've already started adding that to the WWE Vault YouTube channel.
Yeah.
So I don't think we're going to get any of that sort of stuff on Netflix. We'll probably get the episodes, but that's about it. But like you were saying, like Netflix has got the biggest reach now. So this is this is going to be a massive thing for WWE. Because I don't know if you saw, but I saw a random video. It came up on Instagram. It was of someone from Little Mix, and she said that she was scrolling. She said she used to be a wrestling fan, and she was scrolling through Netflix and was like amazed to see that WWE was on Netflix. And then she started watching like one of the Royal Rumbles, and then she noticed that one of the songs, Little Mix songs, was on the Royal Rumble, and she thought it was really cool. It's like random things, and you're going to get that more and more as it goes on. This is going to draw in more fans because people are going to be like, "Oh, what's this?" and that sort of get involved.
Yeah,
So
it's you know, it's like my ex, obviously
yeah,
Emma's mum. She, she watched it every week with me for like 5 years, and then when I moved out, she couldn't afford to pay for TNT Sports anymore, so she's not watched it. She can now start watching it again.
yeah,
You know,
exactly, yeah,
the amount of people that either refuse to pay for Sky because of how expensive it is, and then people that do pay for Sky go, well, I already pay, like, say, up 70, 80, £100 a month for Sky. I'm not paying an extra 30 for just TNT Sports or
TNT, yeah.
So I think, there'll be so many people that were fans but just couldn't afford to watch it over here, because obviously in America it is different. They have
Yeah.
they have access to it. They don't have to pay extra a month to watch Raw and SmackDown. It's already on their normal TV channels. So, especially for the European audience, there's so many people that probably want to watch it but just can't afford to.
Yeah. It's opened up so much. Like you're saying, I think it's like the most streaming app in the world, apart from Disney Plus. So I think the reach it's going to have is massive. Like it's a game changer, really, an absolute game changer. Going to get so many more people watching than before. I mean, there was I think there was like a media scrum, and Triple H said, how are they going to judge how well Raw did and that? And I think he said if he had like 6 million viewers or 6 million downloads or whatever, he said he'd be happy. So, but I think it's going to be more than that.
They can obviously track how many people are watching it.
Download it, watch it, yeah.
Nothing really changes for them being able to track how many people are viewing it. It'll work the same way that the contract with the USA Network works, but instead of the USA Network saying this is how many people tuned in live, this is how many people recorded it, blah blah blah, it'll just be Netflix going, well, here's how many people watched it live, and here's how many people have watched it within the 24 hours after it aired. Like I said, I think people look, now it being on Netflix, it is going to be. You will find people that are maybe a casual fan and not like a hardcore fan like me and you are. A lot of casual fans won't necessarily. They might watch, this Raw in 2 weeks' time.
Yes.
People that, you know what I mean? So because they've got it now on Netflix. So I don't think WWE can pay as much attention into, how many people have watched it live and stuff. Because now it's on Netflix, people will go, oh, well, I can watch that tomorrow then after, because I'll always have access to it now. So
exactly.
That's my point there is more in America. Us over here, especially with Raw and SmackDown, I know a lot of us do stay up, especially for the big pay-per-views, and some of us, stay up. If you've not got kids, we'll stay up for all the pay-per-views. I will do it for Royal Rumble and WrestleMania, and that is it, because I have a 5-year-old daughter. But I think, especially in America, I think people in America will become lazy with it because it's very easy for them. Because of the time it's on for them, it's basically like me and you sitting down on a Monday night. This is the same as me and you watching a Monday Night Football Premier League game. So it's Arsenal versus Man United, and me and you are texting each other going, "Oh, you lose, But it's the same as me and you getting home from work, sitting down, putting our feet up. It's 8 p.m. and we're watching the Monday Night Football. This is the same for Raw for them in America. But now, if they're running late from work, they're tired, they're in the middle of binge watching a TV show with the missus. A lot of people in America are now going to go, well, it's on Netflix, so I can just watch it tomorrow. I don't have to watch it live now. So I don't think WWE can pay that much attention to those kind of figures, and I think especially now, I'd say within the last 12 months, we do slag AEW a lot off on this podcast, and we don't give them the credit that they deserve. And I do think where they do deserve massive credit is they were definitely ahead of the curve with a lot of the social media interactions and with the press conferences. The WWE press conferences now are massive. So many people watch them.
It's really weird because, like you're saying, we've slagged both off over the years. Both of them have done something good. Both of them have done bad things. But the one thing I have noticed that they never really done the media scrum things like they used to years and years ago, and then they stopped. And then AEW come along and started doing them, and now WWE have. So you know where you get all those fans going, "Oh, they copied." And I kind of feel like the WWE copied AEW on those scrums. They never did them before, did them, and they've started to do them after they did them. So it was a bit like, hang on.
I think they've learned from how popular the AEW shows press conferences were, and I think WWE have gone, well, hang on a minute, like we bring in more viewers, our ratings are higher in terms of global reach and worldwide wrestling fans. We have a lot more fans than AEW. So if we started doing, they'd be even bigger, and they've been really, really popular. And again, you know, I'm sure WWE are probably slightly grateful to AEW for doing them and going, oh, actually, that's a really cool idea. We're going to start doing that. You know, so I think there's just, if I was WWE, the point I was trying to make there was they definitely over the last 12 months with the press conferences, but with the social media involvement, for example, they were teasing Kevin Owens turning on Cody Rhodes for months.
Yeah.
Probably 2 months. And then they actually turned him by a fan videoing it and posting it on Twitter. So the point I'm trying to make is that the involvement and things that they're now doing on social media and how in touch they are with the fans on social media has improved tenfold over the last 12 months. I think that's where WWE should be looking at what we as the viewers thought of each of their shows, because a lot of us are going to go online and going to go, I like that. I thought that was shit.
There was that other thing as well, weren't there, when Kevin Owens took the title and as he's going back, Triple H come running out and was like pushing him and sort of shouting at him, and I was like, you know, they've never the good thing was they've never showed that on WWE TV, so that was like a shoot style. It was just like, oh, okay, cool. This is getting, you know, you don't. It's the same thing I think with Drew McIntyre as well. I've got to say, it's the best he's ever been. The best he's ever been.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Ever been. I mean, he goes on podcasts and he keeps kayfabe all the time.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think he walked off of the Paul Logan show because they asked him about. I think it was about Cody or someone, and he just got up and left.
Yeah.
And not like totally in character as well. It's just, you know what I mean. But
he's been super.
But like the way that they're using social media now. Also, as well, I've got to say, did you watch SmackDown this week?
Yeah.
The first 3-hour one. Something that they've been teasing for a long time as well was obviously Tiffy cashing in on Nia. And they've been teasing that for such a long time. And it was just weird the way that it came about. But we knew it was going to happen. We knew it was going to happen. We're just like, when?
I'm just glad that I was watching that SmackDown on the morning after, because did you watch the Saturday Night Live pay-per-view on YouTube?
No. Oh, what? Saturday Night Live?
Yeah, sorry, Saturday Night Main Event. The
pay-per-view
they did about 4 weeks ago or something. Where Cody used the Winged Eagle title. Yeah. Did you watch it live the day after?
I think I did, you know. I think we did. I'm pretty sure we did. I remember watching it, so...
Well, I watched it live with my missus and one of our mates, and all three of us nearly gave up. It was horrendous.
Oh, was that the adverts?
Yeah. Oh, mate. It took us 15 minutes to actually get it on, because you went on to WWE's YouTube channel and there was nothing live.
No, they didn't post. They did post it, but they done it as unlisted, so no one could find it unless you had the code, like the URL.
So I ended up Googling it, then clicking WWE's YouTube channel through the Google link, which then allowed me to click the it was horrendous. And the amount of people on Twitter, because my mate was on Twitter, go, everyone's complaining, saying it's not working, everyone's slagging WWE, calling them a bunch of bellends there. But that was annoying. Then once it was on, every 10 to 15 minutes, those adverts for a 2-hour pay-per-view, and it'd be even worse for SmackDown in 3 hours. the adverts lasted so long with the most annoying music, and it was just a screen that said, "We will be back shortly." And
Yeah, they did that. That was the same. That was the same on SmackDown as well. I was like, oh, I had to.
I couldn't watch it live.
I had to on the SmackDown one because we watched it the day after. It still came up saying commercial break. We'll be back shortly, sort of thing.
Yeah.
I was able to sort of fast forward slightly.
Yeah.
Past it all because it got annoying after a while. But that's the thing I'm not going to miss on Netflix is that sort of advert thing. It's awful. Yeah, and I'm hoping, like you said, I'm hoping that when we watch it the day after, they've cut all that crap out and we just get the show.
Yeah, but even like I said, even if the adverts are in there, you can just fast forward them. It isn't the end of the world. Whereas, why when I watched the SmackDown the day after, I just kept saying to my missus, I was like, "How happy are you that we're not watching this live?" She went, "I couldn't have done it again." It was like Chinese water torture. You're trying to watch a pay-per-view, and every 10 minutes you sat there for 5 minutes twiddling your thumbs while the most annoying music is being blasted. Oh my god!
Yeah, it was awful. I've got to say, it was pretty bad. And I think they also, I'm hoping that all the bugs are out as well because obviously Netflix had a live boxing match, and they had loads of issues with it live. So I'm hoping that's all sorted as well. I was thinking we should get into talking about obviously tonight, Monday Night Raw.
Yep.
And there's there is a shitload going on. So I'm just going to run down what.
Who's appearing? What's announced? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm just going to run down. So Cody Rhodes is due to appear, obviously. Also, I want to get your view actually on Cody. I'm getting bored of his title reign. I don't know about yourself, but it's dragging on a bit now. I mean, it's come WrestleMania. It's going to be a year, and I was talking to Kirsty actually about this, and I was like, what's he actually done? And I was like, he's fought a lot of people. He's done this and that and the other. But I don't know. It just seems lackluster. His whole title reign seems a bit.
I would say it has been boring, but it's not his fault, is what I would say. I think he's been very, very unlucky with the way I've got a few friends that live in America. Obviously, one's in our that Jen that's in our Facebook group.
Yeah.
He lives in America. And, when you speak to the ones that live in America, you can get a lot of extra information, and it was a big issue that we over here don't know about. Like WWE leaving the USA Network in America was a big deal, and it didn't go down particularly well with a lot of different TV broadcasters in America.
Yeah, I mean it's been on USA forever. I can't remember how time it was. Spike TV it was on.
I honestly think Cody's been very, very unlucky that he's won the title. He then had 2 incredible matches against AJ Styles, and then AJ got injured when I think they were planning to do more there.
I think I think he was planning on coming back from retirement or something. Do you remember he was going to retire? And then he had that match and then got injured straight away after just coming back.
Yeah, and then he got injured in that match, the second match against Cody. He then the one in France, because the first one was in Glasgow, because I was there.
Yeah.
The first one was in Glasgow. The second one was then in France, and the one in Glasgow was great. The one in France was it was a 5-star match. It was unbelievable. It really was. Yeah. And then he got injured in that match. He missed a couple of months, and then AJ came back, had a match against, I think it was like Austin Theory or someone, or Carmelo Hayes. I think it was Carmelo Hayes.
It was Carmelo. Yeah.
He first match back in 2 months, he broke his ankle and he's out again. So, but the point I'm making is, I honestly, the off conversations that I've had with people that live in America, we over here, we don't realise just how big of an issue it is. So what's been happening in the last 6 months in America is WWE have been in constant arguments with them over this, and on both sides. For example, USA going, right, well, that's it then. You've had a 3-hour slot for the last 20 years. We're only going to give you a 2-hour slot because we're not happy that you're leaving us. So I truly believe over the last 6 months, WWE have just been going, let's just tread water. Fuck them. They're being bell ends with us. They're pulling us for 3 hours, 2 hours. Fox are now getting involved with SmackDown, and even broadcast other TV channels haven't been particularly happy with them. And I think what they've done is they've gone, look, all these American TV broadcasting networks, all of them aren't happy with us, so fuck them. We will save all our best stuff for Netflix. And I think, look, if all I've heard is Cody, and it's because he's the main champion. He's, you know, he finished his stuff. We're so invested in it. We've seen him from being a 20-year-old kid to him going to bloody, you know, dashing Cody Rhodes to Stardust to AEW to the, you know, where American Nightmare, then coming back to WWE with American Nightmare, getting behind him, wanting to finish his story, he then gets beat main event of Mania against Roman when everyone thought they were going to win. Fast forward another 12 months, he finally finishes his story, and then everyone's gone, well, his title reign's actually been really shit. He's not done anything. But this isn't a problem with Cody Rhodes. This is a problem with what WWE is. It's unfortunate timing with them swapping to Netflix, because WWE have very clearly gone, fuck them. Let's save all our best stuff for Netflix. And I think it's very obvious that they've done that, because if you look at how hot WWE was leading into Mania, right? And all of the champions, Gunther was dropped the Intercontinental title to Sammy. But how good was Gunther leading up to that Mania? Gunther's now Raw's main champion, the World Heavyweight Champion. But does he feel as important as he did as the Intercontinental Champion before Mania?
No, because he hasn't actually been on the show. I think he wasn't on it the last couple of weeks.
But this is my point. I'm just very, very quickly because after we've done this, we'll go through the Monday Night Raw. We'll just talk about this, but I'm just really trying to make my point. The last 6 months, they very blatantly, like, LA Knight was probably the biggest star in the company. He then wins his first title, the United States title at Mania. Yeah. What has he done since Mania? Nothing.
Nothing. No. Yeah.
Obviously, I know a lot of it was down to, you know, Rock being there and the Rock Roman stuff, and, you know, and that main event where everyone's getting involved to help Roman, everyone's getting involved to it. It was like bloody, you know, bloody Avengers Assemble, you know. Yeah. Like, I think how good that main event was, with, you know, obviously Cena being involved and Undertaker being involved, and you know, obviously Rock but the point I'm making is, if you look at all of the champions from either just before Mania or the ones that won the titles at Mania, what have any even gone on to do after it? Nothing. There's not been one. It's like even Braun. I think Braun's been brilliant, but he won the title off Sammy. He then dropped it to Jay, then won it back off Jay. So even that hasn't been like a dominant title reign. You can't name a single person who's held a title since WrestleMania, which is 9 months ago, who you can say in that 9 months they've been brilliant. Not one of them. And it's because the biggest stars of the companies, they've gone, do you know what? Fuck you. You're cutting Raw from 3 hours to 2 hours because you're being petulant and childish because we're leaving you. Fox are doing this, buddy. CNN, whatever it is. All the different American channel broadcasters aren't happy with them. So they're going, well, fuck you then. We're not going to... If you're being like that with us, we're not going to give you our best content. We'll save it all for Netflix. I do honestly believe now we will see a really good title reign from Cody moving forward. I don't know how long he's going to have it. I don't.
I'm hopefully, but I can see him holding it until at least until Mania. But it's an interesting one. Who's going to come up against? Okay, so we've also got now. There's a question mark about this. So a lot of people think The Rock's going to appear. He hasn't said he's going to appear. They've not advertised him.
He's announced it. He announced it last night on Instagram.
Oh, he has announced it. Okay. I know there was a lot of confusion around whether or not he was going to be there. WWE hadn't said anything.
No.
Obviously, we've got the start of John Cena's farewell tour, so Cena's going to be there as well.
Yeah.
A lot of people want him to win another title reign, so he beats Ric Flair's title reign. Yeah. Logan Paul's going to be there. He returns. He's coming back.
Yay!
So they're the sort of appearances. There also says here as well that there's an appearance for the White Six as well. I don't know. what people think about that. I think they've done all right with that. I think in regards to the White Six, they are a lot of people said, oh, it's lackluster. They've not done anything. It's been rubbish. No, I think it's been quite good because you don't want to see the White Six every week. They're a sort of...
They're an attraction.
They're an attraction. Yeah, exactly. I didn't want to really say that, but they are an attraction. You don't wheel them out every single week. You wheel them out every now and then. They're not a sort of group that will be there every week. The match is announced. We've got Drew McIntyre versus Jay.
Yeah.
That's really, it's really random. The thing that they've done with, I've got to say, Drew McIntyre's, this is the best version of the best he's ever done, Drew McIntyre.
Yeah.
This is the best version he's ever done. But they seem to be copying what they've done with Kevin Owens. So Kevin Owens is frustrated because, if you remember rightly, he's going after all the people that sort of stabbed him in the back, or he went after the Bloodline because they hurt him so many times, and that's why he started attacking Jay, because he was like, hang on a minute, you've gone back to them after all they did to you. And he's going, it's like sort of mad.
He's going to turn on Sammy soon as well.
It's brilliant because he's gone mad. Do you remember when he went mad when he tried to unmask Elias and Ezekiel?
Yeah.
And he went, it's the same way. Yeah. So he doesn't like Cody because Cody started teaming with the Bloodline and everything.
Yeah.
And he was like, hang on a minute, you beat them. Why are you teaming with someone? You know what I mean? And so that kicked off that. But Drew McIntyre's doing the same thing.
Yeah, but I do think that them two were the two that were screwed the most by that original Bloodline of Jay Roman, Paul Heyman, and Sami Zayn. So I do think them two are the two that are going to be the most pissed off about it. What I would say is look, I've got to say it, Kevin is right. And he is right.
Yeah, he is, yeah.
What I've loved so much about this, honestly, is, yes, Owens is coming across like a deranged lunatic who's lost his mind. But name one thing he said that is incorrect.
Exactly. He's right in everything. Yeah, exactly. He's right in everything he said. And you can't fault him because I've seen people in this situation before where they're telling the truth, right? But everyone doesn't believe it. And a lot are cheering him.
If you actually listen to the audience, a lot are cheering him. And there are signs there that Kevin is right, signs. And I would love something to happen in that match, Owens versus Cody, where Owens somehow keeps that Winged Eagle title. I just think it.
Yeah, I would. This is when I would like Cody to lose, because I think it would give him a little bit of momentum going in. And if he does lose it, could we then see Cody in the Rumble? It's all that sort of stuff. I'm wondering whether Kevin Owens takes someone out. Like, they put their match on first, and Kevin loses and then goes mad and takes someone out, because we've seen it before where they've taken someone out and just got in their place. And I can see that being with Kevin winning it and then going all the way to WrestleMania to have a match with Cody for the title. The other match is Liv Morgan versus Rhea Ripley for the women's world title.
I would be shocked if Rhea doesn't win that. I'd be very surprised. Unfortunately, and look, people are going to slag it off. One of my best mates, Colin, he didn't want Cody to win at Mania last year. He wanted Roman to, because he likes the upsets. He likes it when WWE do what people don't expect. And at Mania, they did do what everyone wanted. Sammy beat Gunther. I do honestly think this year, that on this Raw tonight, we will get what we want. It will be a fan-pleasing episode. They're not going to do anything that is going to piss any of the fans off. I
don't know. I would. I'm a Rhea Ripley fan, but I would like Liv to win, because Rhea was injured and then Liv won the title. And then when Rhea came back, she was just like, well, you're a placeholder until I get it back. And I feel that would be a bit of a kick in the balls if she just takes it straight off the first title match that they sort of
No,
have.
no, they had,
You know what I mean? They had
a
one before, yeah.
Yeah.
But it was always like, so you were just holding it for Rhea Ripley then. I would have liked to have lost it to someone else before Rhea gets it back.
Yeah, but this is actually the third time
The
third time since because the first one was when Dom turned on her.
Yeah, that's when she won it. Yeah, when Rhea was she injured at that? No, she wasn't, was she?
No.
No, she wasn't.
I think she won the belt off Becky Lynch, didn't she?
Yeah.
So Rhea didn't have the belt. Liv retained by Dom turning on Rhea. The second match was when Dom was in the shark cage, which again Liv retained. So this is actually the third time. Didn't get against again. And
I would prefer someone else to have beaten Liv, and then for Rhea to beat them to get the title.
She is probably the best female wrestler that they've got. It's for me. It's close between her and Bianca, personally.
I mean,
they want to start this era off with their best. So Braun Intercontinental, Gunther obviously Raw's. Well, he'll be going to SmackDown now. Gunther World Heavyweight Champion, Cody WWE Champion, and I do think they'll want Rhea to.
Everything that's happening going to happen now is leading into WrestleMania. Everything. So whatever happens tonight is going to be leading at some point down the road to a WrestleMania. It's going to be interesting. There's two more matches. I just want to say.
Yeah.
Obviously, we're going to have CM Punk versus Seth Rollins. Mate, that's a pay-per-view event. That's a pay-per-view match.
Yeah, but I'm almost certain that they've announced that is going to main event that Raw. But so that means Solo Roman is main event.
Yeah, tribal combat. Now, the last time they did this, Cody won the title because everyone got involved. I've seen so many theories about what's going to happen with tribal combat, but the one that I keep sticking to was, if you remember a while ago, there was a part where Solo, I think he had lost. I think it was Survival Series, I think. And as he's walking back, he goes, "It was part of the plan."
It's all part of the plan.
It's all about the plan. This is part of it. And the one theory going around is part of that plan is that loads of people are going to get involved. Solo's going to win, and then he's going to place the Ulafala
on the.
Yeah.
So if Roman wins that match, then in my opinion they will literally be having everyone that wins that match will be, because they can't lose with Seth and Punk. Whoever wins that match, I don't think you can lose with that because they've both got so many fans.
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter who wins or loses that.
Yeah, I can see whoever wins it. I can see if CM Punk wins it, he'll Seth will say that it was lucky. That you were lucky, and I can see it happening the same way as well, where CM Punk will say, "No, you were lucky. You got me up," and this sort of thing.
Yeah, I think.
I think we're going to have a free series leading into WrestleMania with that.
The only match, yeah, I agree. I think, say Punk wins tonight, they'll then do another one, maybe at the Royal Rumble, which Seth will win, and then I hope the main event night 2 because I think Punk and
they will do two normal matches and then they'll do some sort of stipulation match.
I
think like that at Mania.
Main event of night. I'm hoping it's night 2. It'll probably be night 1 because night 2 will probably be Cody versus whoever he's defending. The rumors at the minute are Cody versus Cena.
I've seen that.
But I think
Yeah.
Look, I think Punk and Seth. It doesn't really. The only match on tonight's Raw that I think isn't going to go with the baby faces because obviously we as the fans want the baby faces to beat the heels. So the only one that look, if Roman beats Solo tonight and he gets his Ulafala back,
that
destroys that storyline.
Yes.
That storyline is now over. So then what do you do with Solo and Jacob Fatu and obviously Tamatonga? It completely destroys that storyline. So I don't think they'll do that. It's a weird one because I do think that they want to give Roman the Ulafala back, but I don't know how they do that without completely destroying that storyline. And
I don't know whether it just goes to a non-contest or something, and The Rock grabs the Ulafala, or there's going to be some interaction with The Rock because there's been an off and on. He said there was a lot of talk because they don't know whether he's going to appear at WrestleMania. Obviously, they want him to, but apparently he's doing around that time of WrestleMania. He's doing some reshoots for Moana, so he's going. They don't know if it's going to fit in or not. I personally, deep down, I think he's going to appear at Mania, and they've already said that they want to do a match with the People Champ belt that he had and Roman Reigns. So that it's got to be leading to a WrestleMania. It's going to be The Rock, Roman Reigns, probably some big thing. So High Chief, one of them's going to be called
the High Chief,
the High Chief, isn't it? It's going to be sort of that sort of match and People's Championship belt.
I think that's what's going to happen. I think you were right with what you said earlier. I think Rock costs Roman tonight. Solo then puts the Ulafala on The Rock, and then Roman wins the Ulafala at Mania by beating Rock.
Yeah.
Kev, you need to mention the biggest thing that's happening on tonight's Raw. Come on, the WWE debut of. Come on, I'll let you have the glory.
The debut?
Yeah.
Oh, of Pentagon.
Zero.
Yeah. It's been coming on. Did you see that thing when Cody was beaten at Saturday Night Main Event? He done that.
Yeah.
At the end. But yeah, he's apparently, we don't really know for sure, but a lot of people have sort of sussed it.
We know. And
we know WWE wanted.
On the last couple of shows, they've done a graphic of Penta's face paint, and then they put Raw with tonight's date on it.
Yeah, so we're gonna get. I mean, he's amazing anyway. He's been in a lot of promotions, obviously AEW and Impact. He had if you ever wanted to watch some stuff, he done some really good stuff actually with LA Knight in Impact. It's worth watching. But yeah, there was loads of talk about him going to WWE as well as Ray Phoenix as well. But Ray Phoenix has what they've done in AEW was he was injured, and they've put that injury time on his contract. So I think he's got another year left in AEW, but I think WWE want him. So,
I think it was 9 months when his contract ended. So it was about 7 months left now. But Tony Khan, petulant little childish bitch. You've got to say it. It is. It just is.
But yeah, it's supposed to be Ray Phoenix
going to WWE. So I'm going to add injury time onto his contract so that he can't leave. What? Like you holding back his career because he it's so childish.
I've had this conversation with a few friends of mine as well, and they say, when they release a star, because like Baron Corbin recently, they released Baron Corbin, and everyone's like, oh my god, why? I always come back to this. It's a bit like football. I know we're big football fans, but it's the same with football. When you don't you play a player and they get transferred because they haven't played well or they've got no position for them, they've brought someone else in, and it's the same in WWE. When they've got nothing for them, you don't pay someone just to stand there.
Yeah,
it's just to get rid of them.
And to just deepen your point a little bit to make it link even more. Yeah. People go, yeah, but Baron Corbin's very good on the mic, he's very good in the ring, but sometimes it just isn't working out for whatever reason. Because with football, you'd usually only get rid of a player if they're not good enough or they're too old or whatever, or they want to leave, falling out, whatever. But it's like at the minute, obviously, I'm a Man United fan. Alejandro Garnacho has the talent and potential to be one of the best players in the Premier League. I don't that might sound a bit much, but he has. I'm not saying he's ever going to get there because I think a lot goes into making a player that good. You don't just become that without a lot of hard work and dedication and time and a bit of luck as well, if I'm being honest. But if you look at his talent and his ability, he's just turned 21. He's still very, very young. He has the talent to be an incredible footballer. I think Ruben Amorim will sell him because he's a left winger, right?
Yeah.
We play with wing backs and number 10s. I don't see how Garnacho plays his best football in that system. So it's not that he's a bad player. It's just that that player is a very good player and has the potential to be world class. And I think he'll probably go to either Atletico Madrid or Real Madrid and probably be an unbelievable football player. But he doesn't suit this manager's system. So this is the same in wrestling. No one's saying that Baron Corbin is a bad wrestler. It's just that for whatever reason, it hasn't worked out.
Well, they haven't got anything for him. You don't keep someone sort of like that. You don't keep them on the bench just to keep them on the bench, do you? You know what I mean? You play, and it's the same way in wrestling. They have to make room as well. You don't keep someone on the ball if then they're just there, if you know what I mean. Especially if you bring in new people. You know, WWE's this cog, isn't it? It's like you take, you know, even John Cena said this. He knows that he's just a cog in the system. And, you know, you take that cog out and you replace it with someone else. But you can't keep people like Baron Corbin on the books just to do nothing. There was one person I was shocked because they didn't really do anything with Baron Corbin. But the one person that I was shocked with was Indy Hartwell because they had her with Candice. And you can tell, right, that decision to get rid of Indy was like completely fucking random. Because they went, oh shit, we've got Candice LeRae in, and then they went, oh, we'll just stick with Nia Jax.
They didn't really. I know, I understand what you're saying, but going back to you, but I know you look. You've got a little bit of bias there because I know you're a fan of her.
Yeah.
Whereas I'm not. I've never been a fan of her because she's not. You never look. You have to be a freak. Now you have to be like an AJ Styles or a Ricochet to make it to the level that they have without being good on the mic, without having a particularly good character, without being interesting, without being able to get yourself over and build a rapport with the fans. You whether that be as a heel or as a babyface, to not really elicit much of a reaction from arena falls week after week after week. No one's really bothered that you're there. You can only. AJ Styles, everyone's bothered that he's there because he's such an absolute ridiculous phenomenon. I mean, it's called the phenomenal for a reason. He is utterly outrageous in the ring. Ricochet is utterly outrageous in the ring. AJ Styles is better on the mic than a Ricochet, but he's still not great. Ricochet's not particularly good at all. I've seen a lot of the promo work he's done in AEW, and it's absolutely shocking.
Oh, it's awful. Yeah. Everyone was. I did think that was a bit surprising when actually a lot of people were like. Everyone goes, oh, why did you leave WWE? And everyone's like, this is why, because you're crap on the mic.
Yeah, I mean, and that for me is why they got rid of Indy Hartwell. She'd spent too long in NXT. She was obviously in the faction with Candice and Austin Theory and Johnny Gargano down in NXT. She was very good in the ring. They then almost all of the wrestlers that they were female wrestlers are bringing in, you know, your Kalani Jordans and, you know, your Sol Ruckers and, you know, obviously Stephanie Vacqua and Julia and all the incredible talents that they brought in now for the women. Obviously, Roxanne Perez still down there. They've obviously got we can't really keep her in NXT because a lot. Not only are the women that we're now coming in and wanting to give TV time are either as good as her in the ring or better than her. They've got a bit of personality about them. Like,
well, I'm hoping that, especially with Baron as well, that a lot of the wrestlers have done this where they've been released, they've gone away. Drew McIntyre is the poster child for
Cody Rhodes.
This thing where you get fired or you get released and you go away, you reinvent yourself, and you come back fucking 10 times, 100 times better than you were before. Drew McIntyre is the poster boy for that because he was a pisshead. He was, you know, into drugs, all that. He done some really bad decisions, got fired for it, went away and thought, instead of just swallowing in it, he thought, I'm going to fucking reinvent myself. And now we've got the fucking, what we've got today.
I think there's two poster childs. I think the biggest poster child for that is obviously Cody Rhodes. I mean, what he turned himself into at AEW, and the fact that he's now the face of WWE. People don't like hearing it, but he is the face of WWE. He is now the John Cena of what John Cena was for 15, 20 years.
Yes,
Cody Rhodes is now that. That's what WWE want. They want him to be the guy.
Just before we go, I want to get your thoughts on what one male wrestler do you think is going to be their year this year?
That's a great question. I don't know how much longer he's out. If he comes back soon, I think you could see incredible moves from Ilya Dragunov because he has everything. I am the male wrestler that I'm probably expecting to see the big. So if when we're sat here at this time, 2026, and in 12 months' time, I think the wrestler that will have gone, fucking hell, what a year they've had. I would be surprised if it isn't Carmelo Hayes.
Right. Yeah.
They haven't really used him that much, but I mean, what an incredible talent.
Yeah. Do you know what? Like I say, I've thought about the question and I was like, oh, there's a few.
There's a few.
I kind of like. I got a funny feeling. Feme, I'm a Feme.
Oh,
in NXT. Yeah, I think he's gonna Feme.
Yeah.
He's done really well in NXT. Trick Williams as well. I think he's done really well. It depends on who they bring up.
I can see an Obi Femi debut at the Rumble.
Yeah.
He's that kind of size where he's going to do really well in a match like the Rumble because of the sheer size and power of him.
Yeah. Personally, I think we're going to be here in 12 months' time and go, what a fucking year Drew McIntyre has had.
Yeah.
What a year. I can really see him going.
Yeah, I think McIntyre and Owens could be the two to have monster years this year. I mean, Owens is incredible at everything.
Yeah,
and look, he's an incredible baby face, and all the fans love him as a baby face. But he is better as a heel. It's the same as Orton. We love Orton, but really deep down, we're enjoying the fact he's back and he's healthy and blah blah blah. But I want Orton to come back as a heel. He's too good as a heel to not be a heel.
I think he was a babyface for a while. It doesn't work. He's not built for that. He does. He's a bit like Drew McIntyre. They both do their best work when they're heels. Yeah. Kevin Owens is the same.
Owens is the same. I think Owens probably does more as a babyface than like a McIntyre. But I do. When you've got someone who's that good at being a heel, keep them as a heel. It's a bit, it's like Owens is just. I think what Owens has done over this last 3 months has been incredible, and I think on Netflix it's only going to get even better. And I don't know if you've noticed, I'm sure WWE have had a few fines in the last few weeks. I think they've gone, we don't care. They've been swearing a lot. They've been words that they usually wouldn't be saying, like telling people to piss off, and they've definitely been kind of just a little bit. Obviously on Netflix, there's no barriers. They can say what they want.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm really interested. I want to see a promo on Netflix between CM Punk and Seth Rollins to see what they'd say without not being able to
without the limitations in place. Yeah.
Without brilliant. Imagine if they cut a promo in a few weeks' time on a Raw on Netflix and just before they go out, Triple H says to them both, by the way, we're on Netflix. You can call each other cunts. You can do whatever you want. Imagine the stuff that them two have come out.
Yeah, with. I think they have come up. I think they have said they're going to try and keep it like they have been recently.
Yeah.
So it'd be interesting to see. There was another one as well. Yeah, go on.
I think they'll turn it up a little bit. I don't think it's going to be F-bombs every other word, but I do think they will turn it up. You can't not when you now can.
Yeah,
you're not going to go stupid and it be all the time, because then if me and you had done this podcast for people that have been watching us for the last 4 or 5 years that we've been doing it, and all of a sudden I went, Kev, you fucking idiot. People, it's that shock value. Whereas if you're wearing that every single week, then you're not gonna,
Yeah.
react to it. But I do think they will use it more.
There was another thing as well. Joe Hendry, do you remember? Everyone remembers Joe Hendry, right?
I believe in Joe Hendry.
Yeah. Well, he put out a video this week saying that if you say his name, he will appear, and he went literally anywhere.
Yeah.
And I think
That'd be
WWE even
amazing.
put. I think even WWE put it out as well. So there's like an inkling he might appear tonight.
That would be amazing. I'm just going to try and find this because if I can find it, it was only a few days ago, but what they actually are saying. Oh, by the way, that surprised me that Jojo Offerman was doing ring announcing before AEW last night, and then Samantha Irvin like commented on it saying I'm about to take over or whatever, and obviously everyone's commented going, well, I thought you left WWE because you didn't want to be an announcer, so are you now going to AEW?
Yeah.
To be like, I'd be surprised if that happens, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, well, she did say that she wanted to pursue other career.
Also, how awful is that ring, Matt?
Yeah, I saw the ring. Yeah, it's got Fortnite written in the middle of it.
Sorry, so I've got it. So this is what people are fit. I personally think if everything on this list happens, it'll be they may as well just go pack up and go home now because they're never going to beat it.
No,
they'll never beat the score. But this is what it is rumored to be, which is why people are. I think it could be 3.5 to 4 hours.
Right.
The Raw tonight. Punk versus Seth Rollins, Solo Sikoa, Roman Reigns, Tribal Combat, Liv Morgan, Rhea Ripley for the title, Drew versus Jay, Cena's farewell tour begins, The Rock returns, Logan Paul returns, Becky Lynch returns, Charlotte Flair returns, Travis Scott is performing, Triple H is going to kick off the new Netflix era by saying something. New Raw logo on stage. Penta is debuting, apparently teaming up with Rey Mysterio to take on New Day. Wyatt Six are going to have a big segment where Alexa Bliss returns. More surprises expected, including appearances from Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Undertaker. So a lot of people are saying Goldberg or Brock Lesnar are rumored to be there tonight, and someone actually thinks that there's a chance that Batista might be there as well. Now, I don't think all of that is going to happen. But
no.
If they get even close to all of that, it's just going to be an insane show.
Yeah, it's going to be immense. I can't wait. It's saying this is like PLE style.
Yeah,
Raw. It's the biggest. They've already announced it. It's the biggest Raw they've ever done, and ever probably will.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's huge. This is going to be massive. But like you're saying, I really love some of that. I mean, I knew the Wyatt Six are going to be there. They've already announced that. Interesting if Alexa Bliss comes back. I know she said she messaged not long ago saying, "Have you missed me?"
I know. She's been posting a lot of stuff recent last few weeks, Alexa.
Yeah. We knew Flair was coming back. Becky done a promo for WWE and Netflix, so there was a potential for her to return anyway. I'm just psyched.
We know Charlotte Flair's now fit. There was a picture of her training in NXT with Kiana James and also Peyton Royce.
Yes, Peyton Royce was there. Yeah,
together. I mean, it is the funny thing, right? Because you know how much shit I used to give Iconics.
Yeah.
And I always said I feel sorry for Peyton Royce because she's the talent. Like in the ring, too. Like the stuff on the mic, it was always really Peyton Royce that did the talking. She just joined in to do the Iconic. She just join in and like just say the odd word.
Yeah.
And Billy Kay, bless her, wasn't very good in the ring. But you can't bring Peyton Royce back without Billy Kay. So
no, that's right. Because Billy Kay was brilliant. I remember when they broke them up when she was going around handing out CVs to everyone.
Yeah. Look, I think it's funny that when they were there, I was saying on this podcast every week, and I've been messaging you going, I do feel sorry for Peyton Royce. I do think if they got rid of Billy Kay, she's okay on the mic. It's not amazing. She's okay, but she is actually okay. She's okay in the ring. she's probably better on her own. And now they're saying they might bring her back, and I'm like, well, you can't bring her back with that ability. But
No, that's right.
yeah, but
yeah, we'll wrap it up there. It's going to be a mega night. We're going to be. Do you want to do another one this week?
Yeah.
Towards the end of the week, we'll do another one because obviously we're going to have Raw, NXT, and then obviously SmackDown. So we'll probably do one towards the end of the week, probably like Friday. If that's all right.
Yeah.
And we'll come back and discuss what happened on Raw. Unless something really big happened, I might have to do one tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see how we go. But yeah, we'll leave it there for now. Obviously, thanks Dan for coming along. It's great.
Yeah,
as always with the two of us here. But yeah, I think we'll just leave it there. So thanks very much, Dan.
Yeah, no, I've enjoyed it.
And we'll see everyone at our next one, hopefully tomorrow or the end of the week. We'll be back again. So until then, guys, thanks for watching, and we'll see you there. See you later, guys.